Have you thought about what might occur if AI could reproduce? Would it be a danger or a benefit to humanity? Let's explore this intriguing idea in our recap. Today I'll be sharing the recap of the futuristic science fiction film, Blade Runner 2049, released in 2017. In 2049, our story commences, following the events of the original film, Blade Runner 2019, released in 1982. To provide some context, the Nexus 6, 7, and 8 replicants staged a revolt against the Tyrell Corporation, leading to the death of Dr. Tyrell and ultimately causing the company's financial downfall. In the mid-2020s, a catastrophic collapse of the world's ecosystems resulted in widespread famine, claiming the lives of millions. In response to this crisis, a wealthy entrepreneur named Niander Wallace introduced synthetic farming technology, effectively ending food shortages, and acquired Tyrell's remaining assets to establish his own corporation, the Wallace Company. The Wallace Company revived the replicant industry by mass-producing the Nexus 9 replicants, a new generation of artificial humans with improved obedience. These replicants come with implanted memories and open-ended lifespans. They're employed for labor on off-world colonies like the Moon, Mars, and Jupiter's and Saturn's moons, while others serve as Blade Runners, tracking down and retiring the few remaining older model replicants that pose a threat to humanity. In the film's opening scene, Agent K, a Nexus 9 replicant employed by the Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, as a Blade Runner, journeys to a protein farm near Los Angeles in his flying spinner vehicle. His mission is to locate an older model replicant named Sapper Morton, who had been a part of a group of Series 8 replicants that had gone rogue. Following an intense fight, Sapper conveys to K that, as a newer model, K cannot truly comprehend the essence of being human. Morton suggests that K would never assist in eliminating his own kind if he had experienced the kind of miracle he has seen. Despite this, K carries out his duty and retires Morton. As it's a futuristic movie, here killing is referred to as retiring. K reports his findings to his superior, Lieutenant Joshi. As he prepares to depart, he spots a flower positioned beside a lifeless tree in the barren landscape near the farm. This observation prompts him to conduct a comprehensive scan of the area, utilizing his unique X-ray vision. His investigation unveils a buried chest beneath the ground. He promptly contacts his office to arrange a forensic team to unearth it. K heads back to the LAPD office and undergoes the standard post-traumatic baseline test, designed for replicants to determine if there have been any mutations, and he successfully passes it. This test is obligatory for every Blade Runner to complete after each mission to ensure they haven't undergone any mutations. K returns to his apartment and shares his time with Joy, a holographic AI companion. Despite their inability to physically interact, they share a deep bond. K gives a mobile hologram projector, called an Emanator, as an anniversary gift, freeing her from her home-based console. With this device, they can go outside in the rain, and Joy can interact with physical objects. Their interaction is short-lived as K is called back to the station before they can fully explore Joy's new abilities. Meanwhile, the forensics team finds a chest with a human skeleton and hair, likely from a replicant female who died during childbirth 30 years ago after an emergency cesarean section. K discovers a serial number on one of the bones, revealing replicants could reproduce. This surprises them. Joshi warns K that if humans discover replicants can now have children, it could lead to chaos. She orders the evidence destroyed, tells K to burn the farm, and finds the replicant child, instructing him to retire it, despite the moral dilemma. Before leaving, K takes some of the replicant mother's hair. K visits the Wallace Company within the old Tyrell Pyramid, now adorned in a simpler, ancient Egyptian style. K asks the clerk about the serial number and hair of the female replicant. The clerk explains that the number corresponds to an older replicant model, but finding information is a challenge due to the blackout event in 2022, which erased nearly all digital records the company had before that date. Only some raw hard copy data remains. K is taken to a library of hard copy records, where Love, a replicant woman, assists him in accessing an old memory file. The file belongs to the missing replicant Rachel, and it contains an audio recording of her conversation with Blade Runner Rick Deckard, who was the main hero of the previous film. K senses a strong connection between them. Later, K researches Deckard and visits his old colleague Gaff in a retirement home. Gaff shares that Deckard and Rachel fell in love and mutated. When K asks if Gaff knew Deckard would leave society, Gaff affirms, noting he saw it in Deckard's eyes that he was done hunting replicants. Love tells Wallace about the new female replicant's activation. He initially shows sympathy but becomes frustrated, slashing her abdomen when he realizes she can't bear children. Wallace laments the scarcity of off-world colonies and believes that to expand, they need more replicants who can procreate to meet the rising demand. Tyrell had discovered how to accomplish this, but the blackout wiped out his records. The only path to uncover Tyrell's secrets is to find Rachel's child. Wallace orders Love to acquire Rachel's remains and trail K to locate the child. While K is walking through the city's entertainment district to buy dinner, a cloaked woman instructs 3 replicant prostitutes to extract information from him. One of them, Mariette, attempts to seduce him, but when she notices he carries a holographic projector, she realizes he's not interested in real girls, and departs. Meanwhile, Love infiltrates the police station to obtain Rachel's remains, ruthlessly killing the forensic agent Coco who catches her in the act. Kay revisits Sapper's farm, where he finds a baby sock and a photo of another woman with the baby. This implies that Sapper and other replicants have been protecting Rachel's secret for a long time. Kay also discovers a date, June 10, 21, carved into the tree, which upsets him. He then burns down the farm and returns to Los Angeles. Kay reports his findings to Joshi, who tells him about Rachel's remains going missing. She then asks about his favorite childhood memory, which he thinks is implanted. Kay recalls being chased by older boys who wanted to take his wooden horse carving, so he hid it in a furnace. The horse had the same date as the one carved in the rock, but he keeps this to himself, not sharing it with Joshi. Joshi then suggests him to try the DNA bank to identify the child. Kay investigates the date carved in both the tree and horse, searching for someone born on June 10, 2021. He discovers records of a boy and a girl with identical DNA, which is unusual. The data points to an orphanage outside the city. The girl died from a genetic disease, leading Kay to suspect the replicants may have hidden the boy there, in the ruins of San Diego. Kay heads to the ruins of San Diego in his spinner but is attacked by feral scavengers, but Love, monitoring from above through remote cameras, uses precise bombs to repel them off. After fixing his spinner, Kay continues to the orphanage. Kay then eventually arrives at the orphanage, where he observes the caretaker exploiting the children as cheap labor. He pressures the caretaker to reveal the old administrative files but discovers that the sections he needs have been torn out. While leaving the orphanage, Kay experiences a strangely familiar sensation in his surroundings. Kay finds the location from his memory and the hidden wooden horse in the furnace. Kay then returns to the LAPD station in an upset state for another baseline test, which does not go smoothly. Uncertain about the revelation, Kay goes back home. Joy believes this means his childhood memory is real and that Kay is Rachel's biological son, born rather than created. She argues that he possesses a soul, unlike other replicants thought to be soulless and inferior to humans. Joy starts calling him Joe and encourages him to consider a human name. However, Kay doesn't believe in it, so Joy suggests he consult an expert on implanted memories. Kay arrives at the lab of Dr. Anna Stelline, who designs artificial memory implants for Wallace's replicants. She is confined within a protective dome due to her weak immune system, which prevents her from interacting with others. Her parents left for an off-world colony, leaving her behind due to her condition, leading to a lonely childhood that fueled her imagination. Kay asks Dr. Stelline how to tell fake memories from real ones. She explains that fake memories tend to be overly detailed, while real memories are emotionally messy and less precise. Kay asks Dr. Stelline to check his memory, and a special device allows her to see it in his mind. She becomes emotional and affirms that the memory is real. Furious upon learning that his memories were real and he had been deceived all along, Kay leaves Dr. Stelline's lab. But as he steps outside, the police apprehend him and take him to Los Angeles. There Joshi is upset with Kay for failing his last baseline test, which marks him as a rogue replicant. He lies to Joshi by saying that he eliminated the replicant child, but in reality, he doesn't even know his location up till now. Joshi then gives him 48 hours to pass the test or face retirement. Kay finds Mariette in his room, called by Joy, who syncs with Mariette to be intimate with Kay. The next morning Kay is called to the station while Mariette places a tracking device in his coat. Kay informs Joy that he's in danger, and she insists on joining him to prevent her from revealing what she knows. Although reluctant because transferring her to the mobile projector carries risks, Kay agrees. Joy advises him to destroy the antenna in the projector to prevent her from being transferred elsewhere and to eliminate tracking. As a result, Love, who is monitoring the projector's location, loses track of Kay. Love arrives at the station, seeking Joshi's cooperation in revealing Kay's whereabouts. Joshi strongly refuses. She then tries to torture Joshi for information, but it doesn't work. Eventually, Love kills Joshi and uses her computer to locate Kay. Kay is then seen consulting a specialist, Doc Badger, about the wooden horse who discovers traces of radioactive tritium in the wood. He concludes that a specific area in Los Angeles, known for its wood and high radiation, is likely the origin. Kay arrives in the ruined Las Vegas casino, notices booby traps, and eventually encounters Deckard, who initially thinks Kay is there to kill him. They fight for a while but Deckard finally realizes Kay is here only to seek answers. Deckard proceeds to answer Kay's questions. He confirms Rachel's pregnancy but doesn't know where the child is. He left Rachel in the care of protectors due to the ongoing hunt for him. He intended to keep everyone safe by remaining ignorant of their whereabouts. Deckard also taught other replicants how to alter birth records and evade capture. Deckard and Kay notice they are not alone and try to escape in Deckard's spinner. However, it's destroyed by a rocket grenade. Love arrives with henchmen, and a fight ensues. Love injures Kay and destroys his mobile projector, killing Joy. She kidnaps Deckard and leaves Kay for dead, taking Deckard back to Wallace. Kay receives medical attention from a group of replicants who are part of the Replicant Freedom Movement. This group, which includes Mariette, had been tracking him too. Freysa, their leader, reveals how she was there when Rachel died in childbirth, and how her group, including Sapper, worked to protect the baby, considering it a miraculous life. Freysa explains that if replicants could prove they could have children, it would be a game-changer for their rights and freedom in the human world. She confirms that the blackout was their intentional effort to delete numerous digital records, safeguarding the secret of Rachel's ability to bear children and preventing anyone, including the child, from being discovered. Kay tells Freysa that he believes he is Rachel's child, but Freysa corrects him, stating that the child is a girl. Confused, Kay questions how he could have a genuine memory of Rachel's child if he isn't her son. Freysa cryptically responds that this is also part of the mystery. The memory of the wooden horse appears to have been implanted in all other replicants, serving as a unifying symbol for their quest for freedom. Reflecting on all the information he has uncovered, Kay deduces that the memory must have originated from Dr. Anna Stelline herself, explaining her emotional connection to it. He realizes that she is the lost daughter of Rachel and Deckard. The replicants urge Kay to go back to Los Angeles because they fear that Wallace will extract information from Deckard about the replicant resistance movement. If successful, Wallace could create replicants capable of reproduction, forming a perpetual slave workforce. They want to stop this, even if it means killing Deckard. Kay returns to Los Angeles and sees a massive three-dimensional ad for the Joy hologram. He feels intense sadness, realizing that the Joy he loved is now gone forever. At the Wallace Company, Deckard is brought before Wallace, who presents Rachel's remains, referring to them as the lock and Deckard as the key to unravel the replicant reproduction mystery. Deckard insists that he does not know the child's identity or whereabouts. Wallace tries to tempt Deckard with something he deeply desires in exchange for information about locating Freysa. A woman emerges from the shadows, a perfect replica of Rachel as she appeared 30 years ago, right down to her clothing and hairstyle. Deckard is taken aback and emotionally affected by the replica of Rachel, but he ultimately dismisses her as a fake, emphasizing that the real Rachel had green eyes. Frustrated by this outcome, Wallace orders Love to execute the fake Rachel in front of Deckard. He instructs Love to take Deckard to one of the off-world colonies, where they have methods to extract information from him. Love departs with Deckard in a spinner, handcuffed and accompanied by 2 escort vehicles, flying along the Los Angeles shoreline. Kay catches up, using his spinner to eliminate the escorts and causing Love's vehicle to crash on the beach. Kay lands nearby, leading to a confrontation with Love that includes gunfire. They engage in a brutal fight. During the fight, Kay suffers severe injuries from Love's attacks. Love eventually leaves him, believing him to be dead. She re-enters the vehicle, attempting to free Deckard from his cuffs as the spinner is pulled into the sea by tidal waves. Kay intervenes, engaging in a final confrontation with Love. During their struggle, he submerges her underwater and exerts all his strength, eventually drowning her. He successfully releases Deckard just before the vehicle sinks entirely. Kay brings Deckard to Dr. Stelline's office where Deckard shows Kay the same old wooden horse. Kay, emotionally moved, shares with Deckard that all his most cherished memories belong to Dr. Stelline. When Deckard questions why Kay helped him in the first place, Kay urges him to enter the office without providing a direct answer. Most probably deep within he also has a soul that developed feelings of empathy within him despite being a replicant. Deckard enters the office and meets his daughter, who is enjoying artificial snow inside her protective dome. Meanwhile, Kay lies on the steps outside, succumbing to his wounds and finding peace as he watches real snowfall. So, here it marks the end of the recap. Hope so you have enjoyed watching this amazing futuristic movie. Share your comments about this movie in the comments section below and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Meet you all in the next video.